I drop bombs like Hiroshima.
Somebody said, look at LeakYou video. What the fuck is LeakYou? Is it like a site? What's LeakYou? LeakYou. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, shit. Oh, all right, bet. Here we go.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. I hope you're having a fantastic, and I do mean fantastic, what's today? A fantastic Thursday, people. Listen, I appreciate those of you who wait for me because I had to get a few things done. And before we get this kicked off, let's go ahead and do our thing. Let's get it come, shall we?
These bitches hit my line talking about I hit her back talking about She tried to hit me with the and then I fucking turn around and hit her. I hit the and then she's like, why the fuck you hit the because I don't hit my line up, I know nothing unless you talking about something. You know this how we fucking coming, we fucking gunning, we fucking running to the money.
Got the party fucking jumping, I pull up stunning. 100 bitches, that's your woman? We got pipes, we ain't jumping. I just got some clips that I'm motherfucking dumping. Pull up right now, fucking stunting. I fuck up on your bitch, goddamn, why you frontin'? Call up bro like what we doing? He said we finna hit a lick, we gon' make a movie. Bitches all in the jacuzzi, they wanna do me. That bitch she hit the hoochie coochie. I'm with your Thea watching Scooby and we smoking doobies. Hey, why you tryna fuck around? You could never fool me. Keep a toolie with a red beam. I'ma with him if he tests me. Keep that motherfucking, that motherfucking, it go right at your door. It go hit your door.
Oh yeah, I love the whistle song. It really helps me get into the mode, right? It gets me into, the mood. And so why are we here today? Well, I'll tell you exactly why we are here today. All right. Shout out to Queen Storm. Queen Storm did a live last night. And we're going to take a look at it. And, most importantly, a child abuser is going to be exposed again today. Okay. Shout out to Queen for even making this edit, dead ass. And I also want to highlight a few things because see what I need you all to understand is that this woman who keeps trying to insert herself into this whole situation with Israel Doctrine and Unseen Soldier. She even went so far as to do a video last night attacking Unseen Soldier. She knows nothing about Unseen Soldier. Now, this is a woman that I've known for, a couple of years. She moderated for me for about 9 to 10 months. And I immediately got rid of her because she was, she likes to play games. She likes to play in people's faces. She says inappropriate stuff. She's very rude. She's always interrupting you when you're talking. And frankly, guys, I got sick and tired of her, right? And so what it all came down to is there was an interview that happened over at Uncle Shook. And, and Cookie Monstar as well was conversating with Uncle Shook. And essentially, there was some sort of mention that, it was about a man named Kendall Lanu, another predator out here on YouTube, right? Who said that he wanted to urinate in my grandbaby's throat, okay? And so anyway, she comes to me and she's like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to interview with you, LeakYou. I want to interview about, the situation with Kendall, right? And I made no promises to her about doing so at all. Just not worried, not really concerned about, interviewing with her about it because I had already had an interview with her. And like, my thing was like, what is the point? What would be the point of me interviewing again about, Kendall Lanu? I've already had an interview with you about him. And I have no interest in doing so. And so what does she do? She schedules this interview, even though I did not firm up a date or time with her, not once, not twice, but 3 goddamn times. And you all know something? The third time that when she scheduled this interview, guys, it was Christmas Day. Now, what do I look like sitting down doing an interview talking to her about a swamp rat on Christmas Day? No, I'm spending time with my family. Obviously, you ain't got no one to spend time with, but I do. I got a family to spend time with. All right? And so I wasn't interested. And so she got angry at me. And before I knew it, she started making videos coming at me. Okay? And that's how that began. And it's led to this. And, again, this woman here is an absolute child abuser, period. Period, in the story. And today I'm going to prove that to you. I'm going to prove it to you. Now, before we get into Queen's Throne's live stream that she did last night, I'm going to show you a few things. All right, I want to show you a few things, and then we're going to play Queen's video. Okay, shout out to Queen's Throne. But I want to show you something, a few things really quick of things that she has said about her own child. Now, the other day, I showed you how when Israel Doctrine said he's okay with putting penises in children's mouths, she thought that shit was funny. Okay? She thought it was hilarious. We all heard it. We all absolutely heard it. And so, yeah, get ready because we got some things. We're going to go ahead and, get some things back out here today. And I want to show you something really quick. Okay? Now, I love to prove my case. Okay? So let's start by proving my case here. Now, remember what I said about how she was upset that I wouldn't do that interview with her about Kim Nolan News, right? On the screen here is a text message between us. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah. Now, you see on the screen here, okay, she sends me a link, and basically, prior to this, she kept sending me links, asking me, and basically she got mad because she would schedule this interview and I didn't show up, right? So basically, on December 25th, Christmas Day, 2021, I had to send her, and I've got the whole thread, by the way, and I am more than happy to bring it out. But this is the thread. Truth Seeker, fuck Ken Nolan. Let's not even do that interview about him. We could talk about a shitload of other topics. Merry Christmas. Then I said, I can't go live on my channel anytime soon, though. I got till at least February. I need them strikes to expire. That's what I told her. She said, okay, that's fine. I can't go live on none of my channels until January. That's because she doesn't pay for her StreamYard. Okay? She does not pay for her StreamYard. Anyway, hold on. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller here. Anyway, I said, he is such a bipolar bitch. I see he's crying the last few days, all that bullshit. Crazy. Did you see Conscious TV tonight? Hold on. It's kind of moving on me. Actually, sorry, my bad. Let's see here, go back. She said, okay, that's fine. I can go live on none of my channels until January. He is such a, and then I read it and I said 100. I said, he is such a bipolar bitch. I see he's crying the last few days. All that bullshit. Crazy. Did you see Conscious TV tonight? She says, what happened now? Which is her typical. What's going on? I didn't watch it. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. Blah, 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 blah. Like, she's so full of it, right? She always pretends like she doesn't know what's going on. I said everyone was up there. I started to go up, but said, fuck it. I got enough headaches. Tasha K and Armand went head to head. Long overdue. She says, send me the link. Tasha K win, girl. Okay, let's keep going. I sent her the link. And then this is what she comes back with. I noticed that Kiki do that every time I'm about to do an interview with you. His stupid ass. He don't like the truth out. My response, he does what? First off, how would he even know about an interview we're supposed to be doing? Unless it's because you scheduled it twice and I didn't show up. And she doesn't even respond to my question. I'm like, what is he doing? He does what? Thanks, about to check it out. Okay. I said, Kiki has nothing to do with it on my end except he's a bitch. I would rather talk about other shit. I am over that bitch. She says, okay, cool. I said, girl, we could talk about aliens or some shit over him as a topic. Fuck him. Okay, that's cool. Okay? So that's why she got upset with me. Okay, let's be really clear about that. So that's why she started to beef with me, blah, 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 right? Now, another thing, she's always claiming that LeakYou doxed her, okay? I want you to pay attention to this because, you know how people lie all the time? Well, listen to this.
You over there showing pictures of me? Ah, look at that, dummy. You showing pictures that's on social media already. Interesting. Anyway, let her have her fun and show pictures that's already on fucking social media, which makes no fucking sense. If I didn't want nobody to see it, it wouldn't be there, you dumb bitch. Enjoy yourself, you motherfucking bitch.
Yeah, I don't need your permission to enjoy myself. But yeah, as you can see right there, it's obvious that LeakYou never doxed her. She's a fucking liar. Period. And today I'm going to show you the photo that she's talking about, the one that she just admitted that I didn't dox her with. Now, I'm not done. There is also a clip here that you all need to hear.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Basically told her on the panel, when she said you a child abuser, I said, okay, I'm a child abuser. Okay, so what? Now what you gonna do about it, bitch? It's like she stopped saying that shit. But here we go again. That's why I said what I said when she asked me about my son, Arm. I said, man, fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Basically told her on the panel, when she said you a child abuser, I said, okay, I'm a child abuser. Okay, so what? Now what you gonna do about it, bitch? It's like she stopped saying that shit. But here we go again. That's why I said what I said when she asked me about my son, Arm. I said, man, fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Now, she's talking about her own child, people. Okay? She's talking about her own son. Okay? So let's be really clear about that. But I'm not done. I'm absolutely not done. I'm going to be showing you all something. This is what was dubbed Stranglegate. Okay? And I'm uploading the photo right now. Now, I'm
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Biscuit's going kind of nuts right now. Y'all give me just a second. There is another photo that I want to upload really quickly because I want to show you this photo of what we have dubbed Stranglegate. Because, see, this woman is a sadist. This is a child abuser. She lost custody of not one, but both of her children. Okay. Both. All right. Because she has a drug problem, and admitted drug problem. And you will get an opportunity to see that here very shortly. Hey, Hamp Doom, good to see you. Matter of fact, let me give a shout out to the chat. We got Donnie Williams in the chat. We have got Unseen Soldier in the chat. JLee Chronicles, Hamp Doom, Third Eye in the building. Nikki, Nakai, good to see you. It's good to have you here. So let me get back to bring my presentation up. Okay. So that video is titled "The Most Remorseless Child Abuser Ever," right? And so it's important that you all hear that because again, this woman when I like, you're going to see some very horrible details here in a minute. When I tell you it's going to be worth your while to stick around to get the history on things, you will be glad that you did, because you will now fully understand who Israel Doctrine's queen really, 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 really is. All right. So give me one moment. I'm going to bring up my banner, and I'm going to. Okay, now you see her hand around his throat, right? This is the woman. This is the woman that sits next to Israel Doctrine. This is her. She has a drug problem and a child abuse problem where let me tell you something. I know of an incident when that boy was 4 years old. She left him, or she was asleep in an extended stay hotel, right? And fell asleep, and he was roaming the hallways. And the police ended up getting involved. The fire department ended up getting involved. They ended up kicking her out because that's a big deal. And the reason why is because her son had pulled a fire alarm. And you all know that's a big, 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 big deal. Big deal. Okay. Now, what I'm about to show you all right now before we get to Queen's Thrones video, okay, which just supplements, all right, the video that you are about to see, is an interview that she did with Mrs. Meat. Oh, and she's going to really hate this. She did an interview where she describes um, uh, how she basically abandoned her son. Okay. And she gives a variety of different reasons. But while I'm bringing this video up, I want you all to watch this one where she's caught smoking crack on a crack pipe. Moment. This is Israel Doctrine's queen.
Amnesia beast, don't forget the money, man.
Y'all bear with me one moment as I pull this up. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I still had it covered. Hold that thought, y'all. Let me go back. My apologies on that. Sorry, I'm doing too much at one time. I'm trying to get this video, but here you go. Now stand by for me. Ooh, that look, baby. That look that she got on her face, baby. Hey, what's up, Diggs? So as you can see, she's hitting her crack pipe. And watch her face, y'all. It just gets bucked. Her eyes get bucked up out her head. This is why her crack and drugs are more important to her than her children. Period. Hey, Leonard. Oh, I'm giving a history lesson today. Definitely giving a history lesson today. I mean, unbelievable. Look how hot that rock is. That is not weed. That is rock inside that pipe. Watch her face, y'all. Watch her face. Watch this.
Amnesia beast, don't forget the money, man.
Wow, look at that face. Look at her eyes. She's like, shit. That was good. That was a good hit, huh? Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Look at that. That is one hot piece of rock, baby. But anyway, you know, there we go, right? Now, so we know we got a woman that has a drug problem. We know we got a woman that is completely off her rocker. I mean, for God's sakes, folks. You know what I'm saying? Just look at her. Look how she has her hands around her son's throat. And this isn't the only photo. So when she's complaining, claiming that people are doxing her, no. This is a photo that she posted on her Facebook page, period. Public, with the globe and all. You can't claim somebody doxed you when you're the one that put the photo out there. That's not doxing. Doxing would be me going and digging in your financial records and blah, 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 and pulling it. You know, this is not doxing. This is a photo you posted. And you know why you posted this photo and the second one? Because you're a goddamn sadist, lady. Okay? That photo and this photo. Your son didn't want to take the photo. And look at you. Look how high you look in that photo. You look fucked up. Pizzy, are you paying attention, Pizzy? You paying attention? This is your queen, okay? This is your ignorant, unintelligent queen, all right? Look how your son's face looks. Just look at its face. He does not want to be there. He's completely unhappy. But you forced him to take that photo. But if you look really closely, her ring finger is digging into his throat. This woman, you all, before I play this next video that you're about to see, I want you to understand something. This lady was kicked out of the Penelope shelter, domestic violence shelter that she was in, because the lady next door that was living in the shelter with her, heard her beating her child. She knocked 2 teeth out of her son's mouth and she broke her son's arm. CPS was immediately called. CPS immediately removed that child out of her care, and she never got that child back. And here is the testament and proof to that. You will want to pay close attention to what I'm about to play right now, because she's about to tell her story. Remember when I told you all that she came up and did an interview with Mrs. Meat and told her story about her 6-year odyssey with CPS? Oh, yeah. Here it is.
Well, it started in the beginning. In the beginning,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
So, you want to tell us a little bit about your situation? Because maybe it's somebody in here that can help. You know what I mean? If you're not ready, that's fine. But you never know, huh?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
Well, it started in the beginning. In the beginning, what had happened was I get a Social Security check every month. And I had to have a payee at the time. And so I had to get, the only person that I trusted was family. This is what they say, family will burn you worse than people on the streets will.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get my auntie to become my payee. Me and my son, we was living in a nice 2-bedroom apartment. I mean, real nice, and I had to get my rent paid. So I was depending on my aunt that when she got my check every first of the month to pay my rent. She got a check on the 3rd. So what she would do is, instead of paying my rent, she would sit there and blow it off and wait till the 3rd when she got her check, which will put me back in rent, because by the 3rd now I got late fees. So them late fees, they ended up adding up. So I ended up had to get evicted, not because of me, but because of the irresponsibility of my payee. So that landed me and my son into a shelter. So while we was inside of the shelter, I'm stressed out. I'm like, I cannot believe I just lost the roof over my head. I'm trying to figure out how I can get another roof over me and my son's head, because I know that looks bad with a child. Because the state, they'll snatch up the children. Even if you got a roof over your head, if you ain't got lights on in the house and you struggling and you didn't pay your light bill, or for whatever reason, they'll take your children out the household if you ain't got no lights on. They ain't trying to hear that. You know how we is. We old school, you know what I'm saying? From where I come from, if you struggling and you don't got no lights in your house, you gonna go get some candles. You gonna do whatever you got to do to try to make it work. But I ended up in the shelter, and I was very, very, very stressed out. So they say that the state's supposed to help you. Not all the time. So what the shelter did was they actually tricked me. They called DHR. They told me that when DHR got there, they talked to me. They brought me around the table. And I'm like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, there's no complaints on your child or nothing, of no abuse of anything like that. But we just was wondering, could we take the child, you know what I'm saying, temporary until you get on your feet? And I was like, real eerie about it when they said it at the time. I'm like thinking to myself, wow, y'all here. Right. I feel like I'm going through enough as it is right now. I've been betrayed. I'm homeless. I'm here in a place where I don't want to be. So I'm aggravated, irritated, with an attitude and a whole lot of things. So for y'all to be up in my face, it's like, it's more to it than this. So they told me if we will take them and put them into a home temporary, no, you don't have to go to court. None of them fees, them legal issues and nothing like that. Miss Me, they, to this day, I just, it kills me that they caught me at my time of weakness.
When your self-esteem was low.
My self-esteem was low and I was weak. And I felt like at that moment in that time, that was probably a good idea as far as my son, because I'm looking at it like, okay, I'd rather for him to be somewhere in a home than to be up in here with me. So,
quick question. Where was his father around, or?
Oh no. But he wanted to come and he wanted to pop himself up in a picture after the fact. I don't know if that was DHR doing that brought him into the picture, but I found it very strange that he just happens to pop up within the last year and a half.
Well, they have to find the other parent if the other parent is alive. They do. I do know that for a fact that they search for whether they've been in their life or not. They'll search for the other parent.
That's what they said. They said they have to find other relatives and they have to find. But my thing is, why is y'all even doing all this? Because in the beginning, you told me I wouldn't have to do all this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So after they took my son, I had a breakdown because I was like, this is the first time my son being away from me, you know, even though I felt like that was the best decision. But me as a mother, I still felt bad because I'm like, my son is going to go to people that he don't even know. So I had a breakdown. I ended up in the hospital. I discharged myself at the hospital in less than 24 hours. And so what I did was I got on my stuff. I just jumped on the ball. I found me a place in less than 2 or 3 weeks. I got everything I needed inside of that place, including the bed, you know, and everything. So it wouldn't be no issue.
Food and everything.
Yeah, returning my son. So they called me in for a meeting. And so I went to the meeting and everything. And when I got up in there, it was like them people just straight turned on me. They was like, well, there was a complaint of neglection and abuse. And I'm like, what? This is not, you know, this was not our agreement. You know what I'm saying? It was like they just took my son and just basically created their own case against me. It was like, so now my whole world just ripped apart. It's like, are you serious? Y'all told me I wouldn't have to go through no court cases. Y'all told me I wouldn't have to stand through no judge. The only thing, y'all was gonna hold my son until I got on my feet. I'm on my feet. Give me my son. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These people has had my son for 6 years now. For 6 years now. And I've been in and out of court. In and out of court. In and out of court. Whatever I bring to the table, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. They just switched over my caseworkers about 4 or 5 times. I mean, they had got so dirty with the situation to where they even tried to take me to court to terminate my parental rights. When I knew that they was going to put me on trial to terminate my parental rights, I knew it was an issue then. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go up in here in this court. Because we was in court for like, it was like I was on trial. I got to say, I was there at 8 o'clock. I got there at 8 o'clock. They called me back there like 2 hours later. I didn't walk up out that court building until about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. The accusations and everything that I was hearing when I was inside of that court building, it was just ridiculous.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question right quick. So, were you paying for a lawyer? You couldn't afford an attorney? Was you going down to the free or whatever? I know in DeKalb they got a for families. It's a family service anyways down at the courthouse, and they give you free representation.
Yeah. No, I couldn't afford a lawyer, so they gave me a court-appointed lawyer, which was
that's right, legal aid,
which was a woman. And I'm gonna tell you something about the lawyers too. Them lawyers is not for you. If you don't have a lawyer, them lawyers, when they say court appointed, they state lawyers, they're really for the state. Because I really thought when they gave me this woman, I was like, okay, this is a woman. She should understand, you know what I'm saying? So she's gonna fight for me, you know, more harder than a man would, because she's a female and she has a family. When I found out that lady had screwed me even worse in the situation, I mean, she had me signing off confidential paperwork. Because, see, I don't know no better. I'm just doing everything that is told of me to do in order to get my son back. So I'm signing off paperwork that I didn't even know I wasn't supposed to sign off. And my lawyer sitting right there. So after that,
how old was he when they took him?
He was 4.
And you know, I'm right quick, let me say this. And you know, that's the age really where they really go to selling these kids, trafficking them and things like that. Even though it's a bigger thing out here than people think it is. And a lot of people been
I know about that sex ring trafficking and all that. That's what keep me up at night. That's what makes me not be able to sleep.
Right.
I cannot sleep at night. I've been going through this for 6 years, not being able to sleep at night, worrying about who's sexually abusing my son.
Right.
You know, and to witness a situation when I'm gonna tell you the worst feeling in the world is to be a mother and to see your son hurting, or someone has done something to them and you have no control over it. It's nothing you can do. You cannot even try to save them. Excuse me.
No. Girl, go. Hey, you on this platform is not about, you gonna let it out, because it's gonna be some times when, actually there was the other day, so, but sometimes it helps to talk about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take you a minute.
But it was a situation where I had went and seen my son, and he had a busted lip, and I asked him what happened, and he told me that one of the foster parents had busted him, hit him in the mouth, and she was
calling. They want to take him away. Hey, Rachel. I said, but they want to take him away from you.
Yeah, and when they took him from me, he didn't have a scar on his body, but you put him inside of a home, and y'all claim y'all got this system set up to protect the children, but yet in y'all possession, while my son was in y'all possession, I'm witnessing him being abused, and y'all just turning the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I'm not nice. Ain't no mother's nice when they see their children hurting. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I was the best person in the world and I handled the situation good. No, I didn't. I made threats. I cussed, I fussed, I threatened, I was mad. I'm still am angry. Every day I'm still angry. I'm more so angry at myself, because I'm like, how can you been so weak to let them have done this to you? I just hope that my son don't think that I just gave him away. You know,
you and I talked about that.
Yeah, that's just my biggest fear, that he thinks that I don't love him no more. I don't want him no more. Mommy gave me away because of my behavior, and that's not even.
He's 10. He's 10 now.
Yes, I have.
Do you know what family has him, or they won't tell you?
No, they won't tell you. But he was in the good home for a few years. But what had happened was my son's behavior had got out of control. He started to become very angry, which you can't blame them becoming angry after a certain period of time. He became angry, he became violent, and he started.
Hold on a second. She was in Alabama, but she moved just less than a month ago. She moved, but it all happened in Alabama. Real mama, go ahead.
Yeah, and I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, you said he was in a good home for a minute.
Yeah, he was in a good home for a minute, but his behavior had got out of control. He started becoming angry. He started becoming aggressive. He started, to lash out at the woman. Just a whole lot of stuff, which is usual for a child to do that. I'm thinking that he started getting restless, just restless of the fact that he wasn't with me anymore. And I'm the only one he's known, even from day one, because I told you about my issue with my mother. So it was just me and him. It was just always just me and him. So she put a complaint in and said she couldn't take it no more. But even though she talked to me all the time, and she told me, I'm getting, because she was an older woman. She was like, I'm getting older, and I can't be grabbing on him and trying to hold him when he's, having these temper tantrums, because he's getting bigger. And I'm not going to be able to control him after a while. So probably try to find him another home. So since then, my son been they didn't move him into the mental hospital. He was up in the mental hospital, I think, for about a year. And they transferred him to that one into another one here recently that's in Alabama. I think it's Bay Point. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. It's Bay Point, somewhere in Alabama. And it's just been hectic ever since, because even still, so it's been times, I'm not gonna sit here it's been times where this stuff just been so hard on me to where I didn't had a fit, and I'd be like, you know what, today is the day where I can't take this no more. I'm gonna give these people what they want. I'm gonna stand over my parental rights, because I can't take this no more. I'm sitting here fighting, and you got people inside of the system that has their children inside the system that's not breaking their ass doing nowhere near as much as I'm doing. and they're not even trying to, give me my son or bring him no closer to me than he should. And I just wasn't understanding it. So a close friend of mine, she had to talk me out of it. She's like, don't stand over your parental rights. Don't do it. And I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand the mental. It's putting me through. It's draining. I'm study fighting. This going back and forth to court. It's so much draining than what you think. And then going through all these programs they want you to go through, they want you to take the parenting classes. Then when I get aggravated and tired and I snap off on them, now, Miss, you need to take anger management classes. I went and took the anger management classes, got the certificate. When it took the parenting class, it was like they was taking me, and then it started to register. I was like, you know what? These people ain't got they looking for something. They're trying to build a case on me. They don't have a case, because if they hadn't had a case, they would have terminated my parental rights a long time ago. It's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything right. They just don't have no intentions on giving me my son. They're just trying to make money off of my son, because especially now that they have diagnosed him with a mental illness, children that got this, that has problems like that, they make actually more money and they get a bonus. And it's like, meanwhile, it's like when I'm sitting up in these meetings and I'm expressing to them how I feel and telling them that it's not even I don't feel like it's about my son. It's about y'all getting a check, and it's about who getting the biggest check off of this child. It's like my voice is not being heard, or they labeling me as crazy. Now it's, you need to go and get on some medication and go see a therapist. And it's like, everything is like, it's driving me crazy. It's like, why I have to be one? Why it has to be me? Everything that y'all putting me through, I got the right to be angry. I got the right to be pissed, especially since y'all tricked me. Because that's how I feel. I feel like I was tricked. Because none of this, the door, y'all told me I wouldn't have to go through none of this from the get-go. Now, what it is, it's what, 6 years, and I'm still wrapped up into this triangle, fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. I left the state of Alabama because I saw that I wasn't getting no closer to my goal. And my goal is to get my son and bring him home. So I said, you know what? Let me step outside of the jurisdiction of Alabama and go somewhere else and try to fight from him from another state. Because I see that Alabama is not trying to play fair. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I do, and I told them that. I said, no matter what I do, no matter what I bring to the table, it's not going to ever be good enough. I see that now. You know what I'm saying? I see that now. So the last meeting I had with them, I told them straight up. I said, I see y'all not going to give them to me. So can y'all give them to a family member then? Because I'm thinking outside the box now. You got to think outside the box with them. I'm like, okay, maybe if y'all give them to a family member, I didn't say this to them, I'm saying it to my head. Maybe if they give them to a family member, then I can go through the courts and get them back to a family member, and it won't be so hard. Because they have you thinking all outside the box. That's the 6 years of keep putting you through the same crap. That you eventually start thinking outside the box. You be like, you know what? I done did it y'all way for 6 years. I done, like a dog, chased my tails and went around in circles. Let y'all put me in circles. I done took the parenting classes, I can say about 10 times or more. And it's like, and I'm passing it. It's not like I'm just taking these parenting classes and I'm not passing it. I got certificates. You know what I'm saying? So what's the problem? What's the problem? Then it goes from that to, well, you need to be stable. Whoa. When y'all first got them, I moved so fast, y'all didn't even know what to do. I got a place in 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I got a place just like that. I held that place down for 2 years. He had his own room and everything. What was the excuse then? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now here he is again. Now you telling me basically, because now I'm not in that spot no more. Because them 3 years, them two years has passed. Things happen. I had to move. I couldn't afford it by myself. So I ended up having to get a roommate. Then the next excuse is, well, you need to live by yourself. Okay, when I was living by myself, it still was an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, it's hard out here. Especially for somebody like me that's just getting a monthly check. It's hard to find a job in Alabama if you don't know somebody to get into a job. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's like Florida.
Yeah. So if this is my only means of living is to go and get a roommate, that's still not good enough. But when I was standing on my own, that still wasn't good enough. That's why I came to the point where I was like, you know what? I started losing weight. I couldn't sleep. I have never in my life had anxiety attacks and panic attacks. I didn't start having anxiety and panic attacks until when they separated my family. That's when I started having. I didn't even know what them things was until one day I had one. It was like every time it was time close to court, I have a real bad anxiety attack or a panic attack. I didn't even know what it was. I thought I was having a heart attack. It took for me to call the ambulance to my house one day, and the ambulance.
True. Hey, True. Hold on a second. We got one proud grandma on with us. Hey. Hi, True Sister.
Hey.
Can you hear?
Hey.
You can hear her? Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you just a little bit low.
Oh, maybe from too far from my. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just put my earpiece in. Hold on, give me one second.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. She putting her
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, way better.
That's better. Hey, True Seeker, I'm so sorry to hear that you are going through this and been through this. The state is dirty. They have been doing this with our kids forever. You know, taking our black babies and removing them out of homes when there is so much other things they could be doing besides taking a baby out of a healthy environment and then putting them back in and then putting them into an unsafe environment. You know, you just have to keep the faith, my sister. Do not give up your parental rights. Do not do it. Do not do it. You have to just fight. I know it's hard it's easier said than done, but just keep believing that by you doing all these classes, doing all these courses, your son will be home. Is that me sounding like that? Hold on. Or have you tried, you have legal aid out in your area?
I think you are echoing. Are you listening to the live stream at the same time?
I don't know what it is. I turned this part off. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me 1 second. I don't know what. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, to me it is. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds better to me.
Yeah, but have you used all the resources like legal aid, family law?
She's not talking about
I
the court.
didn't use legal aid. Legal aid told me in the state of Alabama they don't take custody battles.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Now, will it be harder for you to fight for him where you at now, or do you think it'll be easy?
I'm hoping that it'd be easier.
Right. I think so too, especially when you're fooling with Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I came to another state. And that's why I said sometimes you got to think outside the box dealing with them. So after 6 years, I'm like, you know what? I'm staying here in Alabama.
Get them out the room. Who the hell is that? Hell, I ain't. Damn, how I get? Go ahead.
Girl, you got your first troll.
Somebody get him out the room.
I will.
Him, her, or whoever it is. So go ahead, True.
Yeah, like I said, you know, sometimes you got to think outside the box with them. So after battling for 6 years by myself, I said, you know, because I had been trying to leave Alabama. But the only thing that kept me there was him. It was him. Because I said, I can't just up and leave because he's here. He don't have no family here. I'm the only family that he got here. So I was like, you know what? This is not working. I'm just going to have to go ahead and move and go to Georgia and try to fight them from a different state. And hopefully they'll put it in front of a judge that has more sense. Because my judge, believe it or not, is all, I mean, they was complaining about him anyway. I mean, I had seen him on the news where they were saying that he, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was something more so like he's good for terminating people's rights.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I just got scared. I was like, oh my God, that's my judge. You know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with him for over 6 years. I was like, oh my God. So that scared me. And I was like, you telling me I'm dealing with a corrupt judge? This is the reason why. And I ain't gonna even listen to all the judge neither though, because you know the caseworkers, they play their part. The lawyers, they play their part. Everybody plays their part. but they try to make it seem like they're for you when they're really not.
Nope.
So it took me a while to catch on to the fact that, you know, being nice and, you know, even my friends, they'll tell me, you can't talk to them like that. You can't cuss them out. You can't. I'll be like, what? Do you understand what these people been doing to me? I'm supposed to continue to kiss ass and be this nice, pleasant person when I know they straight playing me? When I know they taking me through the ringers on purpose and getting off on it?
And you have to look at it like you said. Your son is dealing with some mental stuff. It has to stem from him being removed from your home into a different environment, and they're looking like, why is he acting out? I mean, duh, it's the obvious. It's the obvious.
Yeah, it's to the point where now they can't even find a home for him to get in, because that's why he's in the mental hospital now. Because they said every home he goes into, they want to get rid of him because of his behavior. Or when I'm sitting down with a meeting, they tell me, well, it was one meeting that was real strange to me. They was telling me, well, he's walking around now. My son, before he got into the system, he was around pets. He was around dogs. He was around cats. He was around all type of, you know, animals. He know the difference between people food and dog food. Now, this one incident, they're telling me, well, he's walking around eating the dog food at the bowl. I was like, well, you must not be feeding him, because my son know the dang on different. For him to sit there and eat out of the dog bowl and eat the food, it's something y'all not feeding him.
Now, can I just pause that for a moment? Did you all just hear what this bitch said? Her son was eating dog food out of a dog's bowl? Like, your son was eating dog food out of a dog's bowl, lady. And when I tell you that she tried to lie for over a year, and it wasn't a, you know, it's like it takes, you know, this to be rubbed in her face. You think she said anything about it since? No. This hoe's son was eating dog food out of a fucking dog's bowl. This bitch is straight garbage.
Truth Seeker, are they giving your son medication?
Yes, right
Pretty
now
sure they
he's
are.
on like 3 different medications.
You know, the state making more for them. That's what make them crazy. That medicine.
Yeah, Lenny.
And the thing about it is, not to put it like this, but y'all already heard about the pipeline to school to prison system, right?
I heard a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
this ain't got nothing to do with no pipeline from schools to prison. No. This woman's son was 4 years old when he was taken from her. And he was taken from her out of a domestic violence shelter called the Penelope Shelter because she was caught beating him in the shelter. I said earlier in the stream, this bitch knocked out 2 of this little boy's teeth. She broke his fucking arm. Okay? Period. And this is Israel Doctrine's queen. This is who, you know, he loves so much. So you see how birds of a feather flock together? He's into pedophilia. She's into beating children, neglecting them, and also selling their bodies. It's interesting how you still won't address the fact that you sold your son for money, Gwinnetta Greer.
I had to really.
The pipeline.
And believe me, I'm talking what I know. She thinks I ain't got no papers, but oh, I do. Because when I gave her 3 cease and desist and she proceeded to not follow either one of them, my attorney was able to get paperwork. So, you know, lying is just not in her best interest at all. Because when I make a decision to proceed towards court, I know I'm not going to get nothing out of this lady. But let's just say that because of the lies, because of this video, because of other things that she said, it gave my attorney enough ammo to go into Mobile, Alabama and get those records unsealed. And we have them.
Prison and school is when you're living in a low income community. The chances that the kids are in public school, they're building more prisons than less schools, but they're also using that tactic with kids in foster care too. Because the
She's right, because they put him in a school like that because he was acting up in school. So they put him in the school because he kept getting suspended. He kept getting suspended. So they put him in the school where he couldn't get suspended in. And I said to myself then, I said, they done put him in something like a little prison.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. And they
That's what
get
it
so
is.
much money for each kid too.
Yes, they do.
I know that
Mhm.
too. Mm-hmm.
I had
Meanwhile,
a.
all
Go
this
ahead.
money off my son. Meanwhile, y'all making all this money off of my son. And just like I told him in the last meeting, y'all claim this is best for the child. This is not what's best for the child. I said, it's not even about me no more. I don't even care about myself. I care about my child's well-being.
Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you care more about a fucking check. You're worried about the bonuses they get. Let me tell you something. Foster mothers and foster fathers make nothing, barely anything to take care of it. 99% of the time, they are having to pay out of their own pockets to support these children. And let me tell you something else. This bitch don't even know where her son is. Oh, he's somewhere in Alabama. He's in a psychiatric hospital somewhere. I think Bay Point, I think. She don't even know.
Do y'all not see that ever since y'all have had him, his behavior has been got worse? He's doing things that he was not doing when he was with me.
Yeah, I bet. He ain't having to take nasty pictures. He's not having to get beat on. He's not being neglected anymore. I mean, what do you think something like that does to a child for years? You brutally abuse that boy for years. Of course, he's not right in the head. Like, no accountability whatsoever from this lady. Not to mention the fact that your son was eating dog food out of a dog bowl, you rank bitch.
Wow. I had my son. I'm gonna give you my little quick help. My son was had behavioral problems. He was going in and out, getting out of trouble, going in and out of juvenile hall. So I finally sent them to a group home. But during all this, they were so quick to put my.
Oh, she went out. Grandma.
Like she went out.
Yeah. I could still see her on the screen, but I don't know what happened.
Maybe she just lost her auto.
Oh, she pushed mute.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, they put my son on medication. That medication made my son want to jump off the balcony and commit suicide. At the age of 11, my son admitted himself to the mental the state, the kid's state mental hospital. He stayed there. I ended up letting my son go to a group home. He stayed there for a year. He got off the medication. They was trying to have me give up my parental rights, but that was not going to happen. They were trying to be slick with that shit. They'll throw you a whole bunch of papers in front of your face. You're already in distress. You're already lost. You're already confused. And these papers in your face, and right off of your grief and your hurt, and you're not knowing what you're really signing. So I didn't give up my parental rights. I sent him to the group home. He stayed there a year. He came back home. He had a little rough start. My son was off of medication. My son graduated out of high school. My son is thriving and surviving. That medication is what's messing our babies up, especially our brown babies.
Yes, not to cut you off, Grandma, but they did me the same way. After they tried to take me and put me on trial to try to terminate my parental rights, nothing but the grace of God saved me because the judge did not terminate my parental rights. But do you know what DHR had the nerves to do after that? They had the nerves to send somebody over. Now, if I wasn't paying attention to that paperwork, I think I'd be in prison today. I happens to read because normally I just, sign it off and go along with what they say because I just wanted to do whatever it is that they needed me to do. But this specific day, it was after court. Like, I'm going to say about a month after court because it took a month for the judge to come up with a verdict. They don't tell you right then and there. They'll send it through the mail. That's how they did me. They sent it through the mail and told me what the judge's verdict was. That's how they do it in Alabama. I don't know how they do it in other states. But they sent a caseworker to my house with some paperwork. They told me that he was coming over there for some paperwork for his schooling for me to sign off. Okay, they sent me that paperwork and it was another type of paperwork. And I couldn't understand the legal terms of the paperwork. And I kept reading and I'm like, what is this? And I asked the lady, I said, what is this? And she was like, just sign it. And I was like, but I don't know what this is. What is this? I'm reading it and I'm not understanding what is it saying, right? And she was like, well, just sign it, you know what I'm saying? And then just get to the other paperwork as far as his schooling is concerned. And so I kind of, because I was at her car. So what I did was I picked the paperwork up and I set it on top of her car. I said, no, I'm going to have a lawyer look at that because I feel something real fishy about that paperwork. And she snatched the paperwork away from off the top of the car. She said, don't worry about it. So I was like, okay. So I read the other paperwork. It did have something to do with retaining to his schooling. And I signed off on that. So right when she left, I called my lawyer. And she told me straight up, she was like, do not sign no paperwork that's coming from DHR. I said, I did. I signed the piece of paper that had something to do with his school. And she was like, that's fine. She said, because what DHR is trying to do now, they're trying to get you to sign over your parental rights. I was like, what? She was like, that's probably that piece of paper. When you kept asking her what that was, that's probably what that piece of paper was. That's how dirty and low down they'll go.
Wow. So your parental rights aren't terminated?
No, it's not. I actually spoke to my caseworker 3 days ago in Alabama to find out what was going on with my son. And she told me he was still in Bay Point. And she gave me a phone number, to call him. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have not talked to my son within 2 months. Because every time I talk to him, he's telling me something somebody is doing to him.
And they killed you. That takes a piece of your soul.
Right? Yeah. I can't do nothing about it. And it bothers me and it makes me angry and it makes me act outside of my character. Mm-hmm. But I know I have to talk to him because 2 months is a long time to a 10-year-old. So I'm trying to boost myself up to make that phone call. I was supposed to make that phone call 2 days ago. Every day I tell myself, I'm going to call him. I got to get the strength to call him in order to sit on the phone and listen to his complaints.
Right. Well, in them hospitals like that, they abuse the kids too. And I hate to say that, but I was watching a documentary on that.
That's where he got his busted lip at. When I had seen him and he had got his busted lip, that's when I flipped out. I was like, he told me that they slammed him on the floor and that's how he got his busted lip. So I was like, y'all slamming children on the floor now? Well, we don't know nothing about that. I said, but my son told me he was slammed on the floor, on his mouth, the way how he got that busted lip. Now, when y'all got my son, he didn't have a scar on his body, but I'm being accused of abusing him, though. Wow. I'm being accused of neglecting him, though.
Dang. Wow. I mean, and the thing about it is, when you call, you scared that they're going to go do something to it because he told on them.
Exactly. And that's another thing. Somebody had to tell me about that. They was like, stop cussing them out. Stop going off on them when it's something, because they might be doing stuff to him behind your back. So I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to sit here and act like these things are not happening? I can't talk to my lawyer because my lawyer is with them. He's not with me. You know what I'm saying? So what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, so you telling me the only thing that's in between me and my son, for me to get my son back, is between $3,000 and $5,000 in order to get me a real lawyer? Because that's what it all comes down to. I need me a real lawyer.
I was getting ready to say we had to do that to with my husband's daughter. Was you gonna say something, Grandma?
Yeah, I was also about to say that with my son, after they put him in the group home, the state, don't you know they were trying to make me pay child support, plus they were getting money from SSI and what the state was paying him for the group home?
They was trying to get me to sign paperwork for him to get SSI. They told me that they wouldn't give it to them. They was like, so we need you to go down there to the Social Security Board so you can. I said, I'm going to tell you like this. What? I said, I bet y'all won't be signing no paperwork until I get him back in my custody. I said, y'all making enough money off of him. What? I said, that's the reason why Social Security won't give y'all no check for him, because they know y'all getting enough money off of him.
They get more than enough for your son.
Read that. Can you see the screen? Or you can't see the screen, True Secret?
Have you tried reaching out to lawyers in Alabama where you see if they can take pro bono? I tried that. I mean, y'all just don't know how many lawyers I've called to try to see if they'll get a pro bono, to give me a pro bono. And none of them will budge. None of them will. That state is set up for money. That state is strictly set up for money.
To me, it sounds like a little bit more than that to me.
I heard about Alabama and their laws against kids being placed into CPS.
Yep.
And how their system is really broken down there. I'm from California, by the grace of God. Thank you, Jesus, because we have so much resources where I'm at. So many resources in California. that they try to keep the kids in the home, but you just have to work with them. But down south, it's totally different. So
It sure is.
It's hard, huh?
It sure is. So this is what I deal with. I even went so far as they say I need to be on medicine. Okay, I went and seen y'all little psychiatrists. I went and got on the medicine. I took the medicine. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's nothing wrong with me. I'm just angry. I'm angry. And then they sit down at a table and they's like, why are you so angry? I said, you know what? I didn't become angry until y'all broke my family apart. Now I'm the crazy one.
Is this your only child?
No, I have two. My daughter is with my mother. She's in Virginia. She didn't have her ever since she was born. So I just, I can always get my daughter if I want to get her. But she didn't been with my mama and been in that environment for so long. It'd be selfish of me to snatch her from that environment.
Yeah.
So me and my mother, we just came to an understanding that she come and visit me, and I see her when school is out and holidays and stuff like that. But for the most part, she stays with my mother.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get why they was trying to make you get on medicine when all this stuff is not of me being mental. It's about me being hurt, sad, and
probably because of my actions, because of the way I was acting.
Yeah. When
all this was going on, calling, snapping, making threats and stuff like that. That's probably why they thought I was crazy. But that was coming from a place of hurt.
That's a natural response for a mother, and that's a natural response for any mother that cares for their child. At the end of the day. Oh yeah, I'm so sad. This is
Real mama's real problems live in Virginia too.
Oh, what part of Virginia?
Yeah. So how old is your daughter?
My daughter, she's 12. She's good. She's wonderful. And they, they wouldn't even give my mom my son because she tried to step in and get my son. And they told her, they told her she don't make enough money.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes, they told my mother that she didn't make enough money. And they also told her, well, if you want to get them, she needs to take not parenting classes, it's foster care classes. And my
get licensed.
Why should I have to take foster care classes to get my grandson? So my mom, she's already working 2 jobs, and you telling her basically within them 2 jobs, she's still not making enough money to get my son. Because I can honestly say that was the first time I actually felt sorry for my mom, because she came crying to me. She was like, they won't give me my grandson because they're saying that I don't make enough money. I'm like, are you serious?
That don't make sense.
It does.
Because they're supposed to reach out to the next of kin.
Yeah.
Nothing dealing with Alabama makes sense. I'll tell anybody that's a backwards ass state.
Girl, let me tell you something.
At the end of the day, if your mom, I've worked around this situation with other people in their families. If your mom wants to get your child, either she'll get the SSI for your child, which her income has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Be able to get cash aid and food stamps to your child. So I don't understand what her income got to do with her not getting her grandson when y'all paying these other people thousands of dollars a month for my son, and they're not
exactly
family.
Exactly. I guess they running for that money to stay in the loop.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. That's bullshit.
And another thing, that's a black male.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yeah.
They want him to go into the prison system.
Now they have diagnosed him with some type of mental illness because they got to say he crazy now and he's acting up. So that, like I was saying in the beginning, that's more money right there. That's like a bonus.
Oh, yes, Chesapeake. Yeah, I know that.
But I'm thinking it's wearing him down, though, believe it or not, because they can't even find a home to place him in at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because he done been in so many homes, and so many people claim that they're scared for their lives, and this to the third. That's the reason why he's been sitting up in the mental hospital for so long.
Because he's trying to get home to his mama.
Exactly, but they're starting to run out of options. I'm starting to see that. When the last meeting I went to, they was running out of options, and I couldn't do nothing. I know this may sound mean, but laugh at them in their face at their meeting, because it's like now y'all don't even know what to do. And they was like, "Well, we don't know what to do." I said, "I know what y'all can do," and they was like, "What?" And I said, "Give me my son back."
Mm-hmm. Just
and then have all the services that he can have and when you get placed in your home, is still continue having all the services he needs for his mental health, his educational, his IEP, all that. There is a way that they can work this out. This baby.
And then they use reverse psychology on me because of me spazzing out and going off. They say, well, we want to make sure that you don't spaz out on the child the way you spaz out on us if you become impatient.
So they're using your actions and your feelings against you. That's what
basically. She said, I would never forget when she told me that. We want to make sure that you don't spaz out on him when you get impatient, like how you get impatient with us.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
And the problem is that you don't want your son stuck in no mental institution. That's
of course.
18.
That is not healthy for that baby.
Of course not, especially for how long he's been up in there. Yes. And I done made peace with the fact that when if I ever do get him back, you know how many years of therapy I'm gonna have to put him through. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna never be the same ever when I get him back. Ever.
I like what you said, when I get him back.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, have you tried in Georgia to get an attorney?
No, I haven't been here for 30 days yet. I don't even have a roof over my head. I'm staying with a friend of mine. I need to get myself established before I even start aiming for that. I want to make sure I have a roof over my head so it won't be no excuses. I want to make sure my system is clean.
I can't hardly hear you, Grandma. I can't hardly hear you. What did you say?
I said, did you read Real Mama's Problems? She said, does your son has a guardian illegal, or does he has a representative?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
He has a legal guardian that be there inside of the meetings. Some white dude, I don't know, that the state got for him.
The state. Now they
money.
Now he's making a paycheck. The mental hospital is getting money from the government.
Mm-hmm.
They also.
But you know what? You remember when we had our government shut down?
Mm-hmm.
It was like almost as if it was on the tip of their tongue that they wanted to give them back then because they wasn't making no money.
That's when you should have went full force.
And I have to say it, I was hoping, I had my fingers crossed that that government shutdown lasted longer so they could have gave me back my son.
So they wasn't getting paid no more.
They wasn't getting paid no more. It was on the tip of their tongue. I can almost tell they was going to say, because they was like, they was running out of funds, and they was doing talk like that. And I'm like, it's so funny y'all talking about funds and stuff while we going through this government shutdown.
And see, all that stuff that Queen talk about, like the Pizzagate and all this stuff going on. See, that type of shit. If I'm glad that my kids are grown now, because like some of you have little kids, that shit is like scary now. That shit is scary. Like you just don't know what their agenda is. You don't know. Next thing you know, they're gonna tell you they moved him.
It's a new form of slavery, my sisters.
It is. She is absolutely right. It is. Because for real, I've been a slave to the game for 6 years. And that's all I kept saying to people. I feel like I got shackles on my feet. Mm-hmm. And it's like when I say that to people, it's like they didn't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I'm a slave to the game right now. And all I want to do is be free. And I still am. You know what I'm saying? Technically, I still am a slave to the game. I don't want to be a slave to this game no more.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Oh my God. It's okay. It's okay, Lucy.
Could you imagine just fighting?
But I did it to myself. I would tell anybody out there, if the state trying to help you, do not get help. Don't seek help from them because they're not trying to help you. They're trying to help themselves. I really thought that they was trying to help me, and their agenda was not out to help me. Their agenda was out to help themselves.
Have y'all noticed that this is going on? They're locking up our black men and taking away our children, us women.
And they shooting and killing our black men and our children too. The police department, it's going crazy. They're killing the women, the children, anybody.
Yes,
it's like we're at war with a war we didn't want.
No. Exactly. We are.
And to leave us women so vulnerable and alone, that's even the biggest, scariest thing. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Yup, and then they say us black women, we got so much hate in our heart. We so mean, we so this. Look what you're doing to us. You tearing our families apart. You taking our children from us. You taking our husbands from us. You putting us in a vulnerable position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know when there's so many of them I can't think. Oh, what is it? Fidel Castro, the guy up in Minnesota. You know that day that happened, I was watching that live. I was actually watching that live. I was watching that girl's live, and the pain and the tears. I was like, oh my God. I was telling my husband, I was like, oh my God, this is what just happened. Like, it was so crazy to me. It was so crazy to me that in front of this 4-year, and then he unloaded, and the little girl was behind him. After he told him to get his wallet, after he told him, I got a license, I got a gun, woo. Okay, let me see your license. As soon as he reached for it, you shoot him. And that girl was so scared that just broke me down to pieces. Hold on, y'all, for a second. I'll be right back.
I'm right
y'all
here.
There? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, but the reason why her and I got into this conversation is when I first started going live, you know, and I've been telling the story about my baby. And when she first commented, I thought her baby had passed, but she said, you know, the state had took her baby away. And I was like, damn, that's just as bad. But I told her, you know, at least she can still try to fight. And I know she's wore out. 6 years is a long time. Every single day of your life, you think about your kid. Every day. That's got to be terrible.
It's just
shit.
like being in a boxing ring and you keep going 6 rounds, you keep fighting nonstop.
And I don't even know what to say. Like, I mean, I wish, you know, money is power.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have money, that'll never happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what color you are.
If I had 3 or 5 grand sitting around, my son, I probably would have been here, my son. But we poor. I don't have 3 or 5 grand sitting around. And it's hard to even try to work to come up with 3 and 5 grand when you got other responsibilities that you have to handle.
And they know that. They know that.
Yeah,
they know it. It's a trap. They know it. It's a trap.
A catch-22. I'm damn if I do, and I'm damn if I don't.
Basically,
yeah. As soon as you entered that shelter, they looked at your background.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at your parents. They looked at what you've been through, and they seen you as easy prey, and you were. And you were, because you end up giving it to them.
Especially in those shelters, that's what it. That's the pipeline.
Right.
That's the pipeline right there. A vulnerable black woman.
I thought that shit was actually going to help me. I thought that they was actually going to help me, and they did. They stabbed me completely in my back, and everything's been going downhill since then.
Let me tell you, I was in a domestic violence relationship. I took my girls. Well, I had sent my son back to live with his father, but I had took my girls and we was in there one night, and this lady, I'll never forget this lady, this white lady. She said, "I'm gonna need you to leave in the morning with them girls." She said, "Cause let me tell you something." And I promise y'all, I didn't know about all this back then, about the conspiracy and what they were doing and kidnapping. She said, "I'm gonna need you to leave here in the morning and do not come back to these shelters. I don't care where you got to go." So I'm looking at this lady like, what? And she said, "Look at me, and listen to me what I'm telling you. Shit, you ain't got to tell me twice." So I called home and asked. I wish I got some money from everybody. So I got money for you know, those weekly hotels. So, you know, my family was calling, paying like for a month at a time for me, so I wouldn't have to go back to that. But I'll never forget that lady's face, and I'll never forget that. I did not know what she means. She never told me what she meant, but I got the hell on that next morning. So she was probably talking about the same thing.
And
this was back early 2000s.
Because that's basically the same shelter I was in. It was a woman's battle shelter. Yep. Yeah, they did my cousin the same way. And she didn't took up law and passed the bar exam.
Well, she was doing business for herself.
That's what I told her to. I told her to represent me in my case, but she didn't become so encouraged in that department. She was like, "You need a real lawyer." I said, "You is a real lawyer."
Right.
When they're taking them from good homes. I mean, few friends smashed it. I still wouldn't call it DHR wrong, but I say they need their children taken from them.
What happened to the truth
Oh, she
seeker?
back
Girl,
now.
we playing merry-go-round on this screen right now. Now you can hit the bottom.
They knocked me off
Yes,
and I
yes,
said,
yes,
right back.
Come back in. That's right, girl. That's all you need to do with your son. Just keep fighting, boo. Keep fighting. Keep fighting for your baby.
Somebody don't want to see my story, but that's fine. I guess I'm speaking too much truth up here, so they had to knock me off.
No.
Well,
Just keep fighting for your baby. Don't give up.
Yep.
So I noticed that. That's why I stayed with LeakYou. I didn't care about what I was hearing about that stuff. I just didn't.
Me either.
It's like, whatever. Keep that off of YouTube.
It doesn't matter though. Like, it doesn't matter if she say she's mixed. What? Who am I to tell her she's not? Like, I don't know her. I'm not gonna question you.
I didn't have nothing against her.
See, that's not how I'm trying to build my platform. I see they trying to shut down.
Because first of all, I don't care. I'm not gonna talk about another channel holder. If that other channel holder want to come in and discuss what happened with them, that's fine. But me, I'm not gonna talk about. What for? Because I listen to a lot of people, and it's like 3 or 4 I really, really listen to because I like their content. But then you got people out there talking about their background, what they've been in prison for, what they doing to women. I don't give a damn. I'm listening to their content. I don't care what they did. It's not my problem. Yeah.
Thinking about going on my own platform and sharing it once again.
Yeah, her reception, she was off. What do you want to say, Truth Seeker?
Oh, I don't want to say nothing. I was just listening.
Oh, okay. But I'm gonna get ready to end this live. But I enjoyed everybody, and
yeah, you can share it. Just tell her to blur my face out. I don't care about my voice.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Truth Seekers.
Bye.
The sun is the superpower of our solar system. A thermonuclear blast furnace erupting with massive explosions.
It can be the same amount of mass as Mount Everest coming out from the sun and flying out into space.
At 93 million miles away, it would seem that we're safe from the sun's wrath. But are we?
It matters, especially in modern times, what the sun is doing.
From the center of the sun, as it rotates around, is the kill zone.
With some experts predicting the most violent outbreak of solar activity in modern history, it's never been more important to understand the secrets of the sun. There are billions of stars in the universe, but one alone dominates our cosmic neighborhood: the sun. It's an infernal sphere of mostly hydrogen and helium, superheated into a plasma that burns at millions of degrees. Its surface rages with violent explosions as it spews out storms of deadly radiation millions of miles into space. Our sun is a type of star known as a yellow dwarf. yellow because of the color of its surface, and dwarf because it's small for a star. But small is relative. Within its boundaries, you could fit 1 million Earths. In our solar system, there's simply no bigger star than the Sun. At 1 million miles across, it's a massive celestial blockbuster.
The sun is real.
My apologies on that, you all. My son got to talking, and he got to talking and talking and talking, and before you knew it, it was forever. Now, I want to play this first part for you, which adds on to what we just witnessed. All right. And what I'll end up doing is trimming out that little piece. It's like 2 minutes where I had to step away. But I want you all to watch this because this is even worse. This makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hold that thought. Shout out to Queen's Throne, my girl. Now listen closely, folks. Listen very closely.
Pain, I killed the shit.
Before I get started, allow me to give a special shout out to Unseen Soldier, who's been absolutely standing on business the last week and had a direct confrontation with Israel Doctrine today. And we're going to take a look at that. When I tell you that I'm even more disgusted, you're going to see. As you all know, Israel Doctrine, I did an edit a few weeks back, but this is something I've been talking about for 10 months, all right? And I did an edit a few weeks back showing an incident that occurred, like I said, 10 months ago, when Israel Doctrine did a 3-hour live stream. He had essentially did an interview over at Uncle Shook's place, and there was someone that had accused him of giving his niece a hickey. And Israel Doctrine did a 3-hour live stream and proceeded, he was coming up to explain why this whole hickey thing happened, blah, 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 his story behind that. But then towards the end of that 3-hour live stream, Israel Doctrine proceeded to tell the world that he watched child pornography. He even described the video that he watched. Today, when I even went up and confronted Israel Doctrine to ask him some direct questions, and even asked him about the second incident in question, in which there is a post on his Reborn Reloaded YouTube channel, in which he tags a channel, all right, that will remain unnamed. Do you all know that he brought the video in question? This channel has a very questionable video on it of what appears to be an underage Chinese girl pleasuring herself, right? Do you know that he brought this up on his channel today? There's no way, Israel Doctrine, that you have not went and viewed what all the fuss was about when Tara's Info for You confronted you on JLee's platform about this post in this video, okay? There's just no way. And I'm staying focused on Israel Doctrine specifically, right? And there's an individual trying to insert themselves into this whole debacle. And as we review this video, this individual is going to be up on Israel Doctrine's page. This is a woman, okay, that supports Israel Doctrine. She's fully aware of everything that's been going on when it comes to this whole CP situation, because she was around before, during, and after. And she's absolutely pledging her support for Israel Doctrine, even though he's facing some serious heat. And this individual is doing everything she can to try to insert herself. And let's be really, really clear. She's a liar and a damn child abuser. When I tell you birds of a feather flock together, we're talking about a woman who literally came up here on YouTube and said, fuck my own son.
Let me tell you something real quick. First off, this nigga said, none accountability. Nigga, didn't I tell you, fuck that little boy? How many times I gotta tell y'all I don't give a fuck about that little boy? Stop talking to me or the little boy that I don't give a fuck about. I don't have to take no accountability to something that I don't give a fuck about. You can take your me hold myself accountability and you can shove it up your ass. Oh man, I told you I don't give a fuck about that little boy. I don't give a fuck about that situation. I hold myself accountable for a lot of things, but that shit right there, I don't hold myself accountable for. Now you go and run and tell that bitch. I should focus on getting my son back. Fuck that goddamn nigga. Ah! Did you hear what I just said? Fuck that goddamn nigga. I should focus on getting, fuck that goddamn. Now y'all run with that. Run with that. They'll be like, she said, fuck that goddamn son of ours. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that. Yeah, I said that. I should be focused. I shouldn't be doing shit. Fuck you and fuck whoever the fuck. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that shit. Wow. Yeah, wow. I know. Wow. Fuck that nigga. It is what the fuck it is. I told y'all when I come up here, I don't have a soul. I don't have no children. I don't have no emotions and no compassion. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, yo. Y'all, didn't I tell y'all I ain't have a soul? Why you up here talking about if you love your son, you wouldn't say fuck your own son? I said fuck that nigga. I don't have a soul. Get the fuck out of my chat. I said what the fuck I said. Now, if you love yourself, you wouldn't have said to fuck your bitch. I'm gonna let you twerk have at it. Fuck you and that goddamn son of ass. Like I said, fuck that shit. I don't got a soul. I don't have no children when I come up here.
Okay. So again, this isn't about you, lady. This ain't about you. All this we. Nah, this ain't a we thing. This is an Israel Doctrine thing. An Israel Doctrine, he may try to use you as some sort of bulletproof vest, but I don't even see you. Bitch, you're blocked every which way but loose. When I tell you that there are people out here that do not have content, that have never had a viral moment in their life, they want the attention so bad. It's this whole look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. Your time will come in due time. Your time will come. And when it does, everybody in the world's going to know that you're a child abuser that abandoned her son. So let's just start off the rip there. It's fuck you every day, all day, weirdo. All right. I feel like, especially today, Israel Doctrine and that meth mouth CPS queen of his, patient CBADEFGHIJKLMNOP. Okay. Listen, you don't even matter. Israel Doctrine did a live stream where I jumped up, and when I tell you that your jaws are probably going to drop when you see this, because like I said, you just have to see it to believe it. And I'm going to fast forward to the part where Unseen Soldier jumped up on the platform and directly confronted Israel Doctrine about claims or things that he said in the back chats. We've been hearing a lot about the back chats. And one of the claims, very serious claim, accusation, I should say, is that Israel Doctrine told a group of people that when he was 19, he had sex with a 12-year-old girl. When I tell you Israel Doctrine did in no way clear this up today, when I jumped up on his panel, he only made the mystery deeper. And I directly asked, well, you're going to see. But let's just say Israel Doctrine said there was a Hispanic girl. And I asked him, how old was she? Israel Doctrine refused to answer my question. Now, Israel, what you need to be concerned about is whether or not there's evidence of these back chats. You know, screen recordings, that sort of a thing. Screenshots, screen recordings. You need to be really concerned about that. Because after today, if your claims that you don't remember anything, you know, you don't recall this, you don't recall that. What if a screenshot comes out that shows you saying exactly, you know, that? What will your response be then? Will you try to find a way to wiggle out of it with some sort of weird ass excuse? Now, I first off, let me give a shout out to all truck drivers. All right. All truck drivers. When I tell you that Israel Doctrine is trying to claim that truck drivers are all child traffickers, that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Do you know that most of the goods that we consume here in the United States of America are brought in to various cities and towns via trucks? Doesn't mean they're hauling children in the back of these trucks. And when you say ridiculous stuff like that, okay, it absolutely chips away at your credibility. Okay, let's be clear about that. It was a very interesting conversation, and we're going to take a look at it here. All right, let's take a look at it. This lady sat here next to Israel Doctrine and is windmilling for him, defending him, absolutely overlooking the blatant and the obvious. All right. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. All right. So as you all see, and I'm going to keep this up, Unseen Soldier hit Israel Doctrine's panel today. And this is how it went. And then I hit the panel. And then me and Unseen Soldier dropped down when Israel Doctrine proceeded to bring up that disgusting video on that Netflix account. All right. That shows what appears to be an underage Asian girl. All right. And some sex acts. Do you all know he brought this video up and started to play this video, even though I absolutely warned him and told him, don't do that, pull that down. Why would you do that? Not only did he bring it up while him and this lady sat there and watched it, right? Do you all know that he then started sharing the link in his chat? So not only did you, display and show everybody, pretty much approve everything I've been saying this last, week or whatnot, last 10 months, then you proceeded to start trying to spread this video around. You are beyond questionable. Viewer discretion is advised. Only adults. Any kids, anyone, under 18, please go ahead and check on up out of here. What you're going to see is pretty disturbing. It doesn't go against any YouTube community guidelines, but it goes against my moral guidelines. So it's disturbing. So just heads up on that. Now, Unseen Soldier hits Israel Doctrine's link and proceeds to confront him directly.
Come in respectfully. What up, Unseen?
Hey,
Peace.
let's just get straight to it. So, first off, what's with this trafficking comment? Like, what do you mean? Because you tagged me and I caught that video you said earlier about trafficking kids.
It's simple. You must be a child trafficker because you're jumping into child pornography and child trafficking conversation. Must have something to do with it.
So you're going to levy just an untrue accusation against a man because he's speaking on you. Okay, check.
Since you got a big ass truck going up and down the highway, you must be having them children in the back.
Huh?
So you saying I'm a child trafficker? Is that what you're saying?
You may be. Good potential. You got a big ass truck and children coming up missing.
And you know what some people I think are saying tonight, Carl? That you have Africa Bambaataa, tendencies. You know that?
So you could be hauling.
What kind of nonsense is that?
All right. So let's get to this, man, because
Can I ask you a question? Are you a child trafficker?
No, I'm not a child trafficker.
Thanks.
Now, let's get to this whole thing. You do. It's all so simple. You was jealous, and you stayed jealous. You've been jealous. You've been popping up in interviews. You did an interview with Suge, lied on me, talking about I put a girl's news up. You did an interview with Lex, brought my name up, still lying on me. You've been jealous from that shit way back when, and I've long time held my peace.
Jealous
back
of
when all that
jealous of Tawana Allen. I'm gonna go into Texas to try to talk to that girl, fuck that girl, and do none of that girl. You took your ass to Texas and had a relationship with that girl that didn't turn out right.
Facts.
What I'm jealous
Kelly, facts.
Now you see how when I said you jealous, first thing you said was her name. You tell on yourself.
It's the only fucking
since
thing
you want to go there.
About. That's the only. What is it? Well, if it ain't,
since you want to go there, no, bro. Since you want to go there, let's go there. Were you not? Did you not call that girl from 2 a.m. from a strip club?
When I was going to Florida, I was at what is it? It's a strip club in Atlanta, right there by the bus station, Magic City.
Listen,
and
we not. The whole internet saw all that. Let's get to business, because I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to use that because you know what I'm telling is the truth. Now, let me ask you a question. Since you asked me a question, we can do the quid pro quo.
Go ahead.
Did you not in the back? Because remember, you did that video a while back talking about when all this shit popped off. You did that video a while back talking about I was a mole. I was in the back chat just to hear what y'all was saying and tell it to people. I probably recorded the back chat and I'm about to expose y'all and all that crazy goofy stuff that I wasn't on that shit. So the reason I came out and spoke on only 2 incidents from the back chat is because, Carl, you caught yourself. You admitted you looked up child porn. You don't understand. You got a problem. You don't understand that. And this is what we was trying to help you with keep you on the right track in the back chat.
1 second, sir. You saying I was on a Google Hangout in the back chat talking about I was looking up child porn. Who else was there?
I'm not saying you was in the back chat talking about looking up child porn. I'm talking about this incident that happened recently. So when I saw that, I knew it was the same old you. But let's get to the back chat. So let me ask you a question. Do you not remember when you told us that a dude was bullying you? He was an older boy in your neighborhood. and you told us y'all was in the house, and he put a porno on and sat next to you on the bed, and we asked you, well, what happened? And you got to going into a rant for about, I say less than 10 minutes. I ain't gay. Y'all trying to call me gay? I ain't gay. Do you remember that?
I remember talking about the boy that called himself having a crush on me and shit. But
the one you said you pulled a rifle on. The one you said you pulled the rifle on.
I pulled a rifle on. I remember that conversation. Like I said, I don't remember what you saying, because what you saying is, to me, mad on.
So you telling me you remember the situation, but you don't remember the part where you said the boy, I believe it was the boy, put a porno on and sat next to you on the bed. You don't remember that part?
I don't remember none of that.
Come on, ID. Come on, man. See, this is, all right.
So suddenly, right, and if you're familiar, right, when Queenstone did a live, an Unseen Soldier originally came up and talked about these back chat conversations. So Israel Doctrine is claiming the fifth, all right, on one of two accusations. He's claiming he don't remember. Yeah, Chief Cali, he suddenly has amnesia. He's playing with people. He's playing in folks' face. But wait, it gets better.
So let's get to my accusations, and then is that cool? I lay my accusations out, and then you lay yours out.
I'm here to talk about whatever you want to talk about, however you want to talk about it. You said it, we're going to talk about it.
So you did not tell us, you did not say that you was 19 years old in California, and you told us a situation about a dude in the bathroom with a 12-year-old girl, and he came out. And then somebody at the back chat, who shall remain nameless, asked you, did you go in there and get you some? And you said, yeah. Did you not tell us that?
I've never been in California when I was 19. When I was 19, that's 96. 1 second.
Go ahead.
And 19 years old, that's 96. I was in Chicago, Illinois. So anything I told you about California is when I was 14 or 17, 18. Something like that. That's when I was in California.
14, 17, 18. So you saying you was in California?
I've been in California 2 times.
Okay.
Hold up. So that is a absolute testament to Unseen Soldier's honesty. How would Unseen Soldier mention California out of all places? y'all get it? Like he's just gonna make this up on you. 14, 17, 18. And there is another witness to the conversation, Chief Cali. Yep. So Israel Doctrine needs to be very, very, very careful. But you all watch, this is insane.
Okay, so do you remember what I'm talking about with the 12-year-old girl and the other dude?
Maybe not. I don't know where you're going with it. And I don't leave that alone.
Maybe not.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Did I get some? I ain't never touched an underage girl. When I was watching porn, I was watching grown women, and I wanted grown. So I don't know why everybody trying to say I'm dealing with children.
Listen here, man.
Wait, maybe not. I don't know where you're going with this. When I tell you the red flags are flying high right about now. Do you hear me?
I had long time held my peace. When you was running around, hitting platforms, sneak dissing me, you went on Saneter's, you went on Uncle Suge, you went on Lex. You was running around doing all that shit, and I long time held my peace. I didn't mention nothing. When you did that live talking about I recorded the back chat and all I wanted to do was expose you, I ain't do none of that. But when this situation came up with this child porn ID, whether you know it or not, you need to get some help. You need to stop doing this crazy shit, man. There ain't no excuse for that.
What crazy shit?
ID, you said, no. You said you looked the porn up because what Khalil Amani said. Then you said you was watching it and you explained them giving a lollipop and then giving something else to the girl.
No. See,
why would you do that?
Listen, number one, that's 2 different conversations.
That's the same ID. You know that girl got the video up.
Listen, I don't care what that girl got up and what's over there, whatever I said. Once again, looking at that grown man offering that grown woman a lollipop and sticking his manhood in her mouth is a video I watched when I was younger.
How young
looking up that stuff what Khalil Amani just said is like 2 years ago when I was 46. So what are we talking about?
Now listen to what you just said, ID. Pay attention to what you just said out your own mouth. You just said it. Looking up that stuff that Khalil Amani said, I was 46. You said you looked it up.
And what I supposed to lie and say? I didn't look it up.
Why would you look up porn?
Because what Khalil Amani did to his child. I got the picture. I'll show you the picture.
ID. Why would you look up child porn?
I'm finna show you and explain to you. Do you want me to explain?
Don't show me no images of no child pornography. But if that's what you're gonna show, I don't want to see.
Hold up. Is Khalil Amani feeding his feet to his child? If Khalil Amani feeding his feet to a child is child pornography, that's what I was looking up to see if it falls up under that. If Malden is...
Listen, Israel Doctrine thinks he can talk his way out of anything. But he really talks himself into a fucking grave. When I tell you, dude dug his grave today. Israel Doctrine. Everybody is not stupid out here. We can read between the lines. All right. All of that. So I just wanted to say
child pornography, and there's grown folks out here with children on porn, sucking their toes and stuff. Then do I or do I not have a reasonable right to look up and see if it's that? So, because that's what I say it is.
You don't have any right to be looking up CP, sir. Any right at all. Period.
That's his grandchild. You go for that. What do you? That's what they said. I looked up because that's what I was looking up. If babies putting their feet on a grown ass mouth is child porn. If that's child porn, that's what the fuck I was looking up.
Let me say something. This picture is nowhere near child porn. This is a picture of a small little baby that's teething who happened to find himself on his grandfather's big toe. It is definitely not the worst thing in the world. And it comes absolutely nowhere near close to what you got going on over there. This is not an excuse or a reason, and there's no educational purpose to watch child pornography, period. He did everything from try to wiggle his way out of the whole, I watched it. Oh, that was when I was young. No, man, you're busted.
I was out looking it up because of this goddamn picture.
Texas, Bama.
Why was you explaining the Malvin scenario with the baby girl and the lollipop and all that? Can you answer that? Why was you explaining what you...
Because I didn't see this shit before. When I was young, I watched the video. Did it not happen? Yes, it happened.
Hold on. I can explain why he was explaining that, because I was talking about that. I brought that up because me and Khalil Almighty was beefing. He doxed my underage child. See,
that bitch is a liar. You're a fucking liar. You are a goddamn liar, lady. That lady talking is a fucking child abuser. People, do you know that she came up here and did a whole goddamn interview with Mrs. Meat, telling the world about her odyssey with CPS, how she'd went 6 years and hadn't even seen her fucking son, had no idea where he was at. That bitch is a lying ass piece of trash. Khalil Amani never doxed your fucking child. All children are underage, you dumb bitch. You sound stupid when you say underage children. All children are underage. So that's just like a double entendre, you dumb bitch. And again, this has nothing to do with you. This whole thing did not come about because of you. You got nothing to do with nothing. This is someone trying to insert themselves because they want a piece of the action. They want a piece of the attention that Israel Doctrine is getting right now. And it ain't happening.
You dealing with a bunch of child doxers and you don't even know it and realize it. And
this is coming from a woman that just last night was talking about, I'm going to dox you, over there bragging on her platform about doxing people. Listen, lady, you broke your son's arm. You knocked teeth out of that little boy's mouth. Not to mention, she's so cool with all this child pedophilia shit. You ask that bitch. Ask that bitch. Did she ever violate her own son for money? Ask that bitch that whenever she proceeds to jump on someone's platform. Ask her, did she ever sell her son? See what answer she gives you. That's why you're so cool with this. You was making money off your own son, selling him. CPS walked up in your life, took him up out of your fucking life because of your treatment, your neglect, your physical abuse. And that's a fact. I've already exposed this trash box. But you hear this lady over here windmilling, trying to take a piece of the action. Oh, look at me. It was all about, I did, we. No, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
They doing this, they projecting. They trying to make it seem like it's us. When the only thing we doing is pointing out what the fuck they doing.
I
want to know why and what made it cool
as any parent.
Oh, and by the way, did you know that this lady also doxed Khalil Amani and his grandchild by showing this exact photo that Carl's got up and put it on a video thumbnail for like a month? Khalil Amani didn't dox this broad. This lady's talking about a photo that's on her Facebook page, public photo of her literally strangling her son. It was dubbed Stranglegate. This lady is a sadist. One of those people that almost like taking trophy from a victim type thing. She posted photos of her abusing her son on her goddamn social media. The question you need to be asking yourself is, why the fuck would you post a photo like that? Why would you post a photo, your son looking absolutely horrified? You were strangling him. And so anyway, this lady has zero credibility.
To sit there and feel like I said, a child gonna put their mouth on any and everything. But to think that when that child did that, to think that was a Comac moment and post it on social media, if you think that's normal, hey, it's not normal to me.
Hey, Israel Doctrine, this is going to be about whatever I say it's about. Do you hear me? Now you tread real light in my chat, Israel Doctrine. This is going to be about whatever I say it's going to be about. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Hey, you are the one allowing this lady to try to insert herself in on this whole situation. And when she sits over there and tries to speak for you and windmill for you, we're going to make sure the world knows that. So you tread real light in my shit, Playboy.
It's not normal.
And far as my barbaric way of saying, he should have took his dick out and put it in that little motherfucker mouth and see if he like sucking dick. If y'all go with that shit, it's the same thing. If he suck on anything, put a dick in the little motherfucker mouth and see if he suck that.
So I'm the one that brought that content out. I'm the one that brought that content out.
You hear that?
I'm the one that was banging on him about that picture. And Israel was doing it too, which made him do research to talk about.
Oh, that's going to be a golden clip right there. I did the content on that. I did this. I did that. Yeah, I did this. And it made Israel Doctrine go do the research, girl. Watching child pornography is not fucking research. And here's the thing this lady can't claim. She can't claim she's not in the know. She was around before, during, after, and now look at her. She's watched all this shit going down the past few days. And look at her over there defending Israel Doctrine. Let's hear that again.
I'm the one that was banging on him about that picture. And Israel was doing it too, which made him do research to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So he
made him do research to talk about it. So you're trying to say that you try to back up this whole thing that Israel Doctrine watched child pornography for research purposes? And this is supposed to be a mother. A mother. And Israel Doctrine, you're using her like a bulletproof vest. This bitch can't help you. This is way too big. That hoe cannot help you.
They ain't gonna tell you all this though.
Listen, ID, do you understand what you just said was wrong?
An unseen soldier acted like he didn't even hear the bitch.
Deplorable. Why would you say just what you just said?
It's not my child. And if you want to put foot in his mouth, you might as well put your man genitals in his motherfucking mouth since he like sucking on everything. That's how y'all look at it when he suck. Do
you remember how back in the day, Israel, we got on this protecting children and talking about these topics? Do you remember how we got on that?
Yeah, I've always
that sister
been
came to your platform. No,
I've always been on it.
Came to your platform and spoke on it. You did a live on it. And in the back chat, we was telling you, this is good content. This is the right thing to do. Stay on this. We'll help you. Let's talk about this. Let's push this. You don't remember that?
Yeah, all of a sudden, when I got on with her son, shit, everybody left. So if y'all said it, y'all didn't act it out.
Facts, truth speaks.
Facts, Chief Khaled. Got to Hassan, you lost it. Everything we tried to tell you to stay on, you didn't want to do. In the back chat, I told you, leave that. Before you and Hassan got into it, I told you, leave that Hassan shit alone. The Feds been on the Zulu since the 90s. That ain't gonna go nowhere.
And apparently, and something else Israel Doctrine still, hasn't spoke to yet either, is this whole attempted setup of Hassan Campbell to try to actually assassinate the man. again, you'll want to definitely go check out Queen's Thrones live when Unseen Soldier jumped up last Friday night. It was 1 week ago. And she did a subsequent live, her next subsequent live after that as well. Unseen Soldier hit the panel. But we're talking about Israel Doctrine trying to send, a woman and talking about taking Hassan Campbell out. And then he's on the phone calling the FBI. Okay, that is just the weirdest thing ever.
You went on ahead anyway and did the interview with him. You wanted him to come back and do another interview. When he said he'll do it later, it's his birthday, he didn't come at the time you wanted. That's when you did the video, Go Hard or Go Home, and you started banging on him. That's what started you and Hassan's beef.
Listen.
And you know it.
Kev Gills told that man to get money, and he started chasing money in the community. That's when I did the video.
No. You did the video when he was supposed to come back. He didn't come back because it was his birthday weekend. He said he wanted to party. You did a live talking about Go Hard or Go Home. You dissed him in that video.
He already dissed my mother. That's why I told him.
He didn't diss your mama at that point. He went in on you. He went in on you after you did that Go Hard or Go Home video.
I agree with that.
That's not my point of view. That's what happened. My point in saying all this is, ID, somewhere down the line, you went off and you stayed off track. When we was talking about what can we do to save the kids and all that, at that point, we'd even stopped going after Saneter and them. And we tried to do clean content.
After my mother, if I remember it correctly. You saying you don't remember that's what happened. That's what I recall.
I remember exactly what happened.
Well,
he was supposed to come back and do another interview with you, and he didn't. You did a live talk about some Go Hard or Go Home because he didn't come back and do that interview.
Okay.
And in that you dissed him. That's when he flipped on you and started talking about your mama.
I dissed him because he went, from my point of view, once again, that's your point of view, and they destroyed Israel Doctrine Reloaded channel until we can get that material back. We don't know the chronology of none of this stuff. He went in on my mother. That's the only reason I have to get wild and crazy and go off on anybody. Basim did it. And Mike Wells did it. Saneter called himself. Everybody and they mama wanted to go in on my mama because they like, we need to piss this nigga off. He's pissing us off. What do we do? And when you go in on my mama, go in on your ass. That's all.
So let me ask you a question. Have you reached out to anybody and told them I was exposing what they said in the back chat when we was all in the back chat?
I had a stroke since that time. I can't remember.
Blame it on the stroke, huh?
I never had
you ain't done it recently?
No, I ain't had no recent conversation about you. Like I said, somebody told me you was over there on Queen's Throne channel. I ain't even looked at the video. I'm gonna go look at it.
ID. You self-sabotage you. It's dude, number one, you did tell us about the boy was bullying you. You told us the boy was bullying you, picking you. You said the boy was older than you.
Yeah, he was picking that man.
Following you around. Somehow or another.
And shit. Yeah, I told that story. You want me to tell it again?
Y'all was in the house and he put a porno in and sat next to you on the bed. When we asked you
that part.
What happened next?
Wow, you don't remember, huh?
You got y'all trying to say I'm gay. I ain't gay. Look, you did that for like, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes. Then we asked, did y'all leave? You was like, he left. One of y'all left. So now you're saying you don't remember none of this. Then when I bring up the California situation, the reason, listen, and you know you did it, and let me refresh your memory of what went on back then. Because after you told us the California situation, you went directly after Mighty Hebrew for his situation. I even said something in the back chat to you. I said, Carl, I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's cool. What you say? Fuck him and Saneter. Come on, ID.
That sound like my attitude is
why would I sit up here and lie on you when I'm telling you, ID, you going too far. All this stuff you getting yourself into, leave that shit alone.
I'm a child advocate. I'm a child advocate. I advocate for children. Her son took a picture of the murder of a boy, and people been playing with that shit ever since.
He's right back to the same old shit.
Going at her son for taking a picture of murdering the boy. Did you or did you not?
Did I not what?
Agree that I should or shouldn't go at her son for taking a picture to murder the boy?
Originally, I told you to leave that stuff
Yes,
alone
Michael,
before you
it
even
is.
went into it.
Yep.
When you got
Yep.
into it,
He
and
sure
you started
is.
that what happened to that boy shit, I was like, okay, yeah, he do got an answer for that. But ID, this shit that's happening lately, this shit ain't cool. You doing the same. See, once you get yourself fixed on going after somebody, just like with Khalil Monty, you going after him. Once you get yourself fixed on going after somebody, and this ain't nothing I ain't told you before. We all talked about this in the back chat before. You so focused, you start making mistakes, and your pride and your arrogance has you not listening to people. I don't know who you got around you now, but when somebody try to critique something you do or say, you don't listen.
Facts.
And that's the problem with you. You self-sabotage.
Yep.
Sound like me.
Yep, it does. It's
All this shit
unbelievable.
don't make no
It is
sense.
so unbelievable that he would even say that.
Now,
This ain't about.
I'm going to go forward just because I only have a few minutes left. And plus, I want to give you all, content to watch and finish watching Queen's Throne's video. It was absolutely phenomenal. So there's the link. Go watch that portion. I want to play this last portion when I hit the panel.
Oh, trying to run this narrative that I'm a bad mother and that I'm a child abuser. Bitch, this ain't about you, right?
I'm up on screen to make sure it's us.
Oh my God. Here I go. I'm hitting the panel. That's me.
Okay.
This ain't about you, lady. This has nothing to do with you. You keep trying to insert yourself in the conversation.
LeakYou, it's me and you. Don't say shit to the queen.
Thank you.
Queen, don't say shit to her. Okay. Now this is how the room got to be moderated. Let's act right.
Israel Doctrine.
Peace.
Israel Doctrine. Do you hear yourself right now? Do you really, really hear yourself right now?
For us what?
What you're saying.
I done said a lot for us.
Yes, you have. But Israel Doctrine, can I ask you about this 12-year-old in California?
What 12-year-old?
The incident that Unseen Soldier has brought up.
What about the 12-year-old? What?
Did you tell people that you had sex with a 12-year-old?
No, I've never had sex with a 12-year-old. Even when I was 12 years old.
Carl,
what?
Stop doing that, man. See, you.
Carl, what? Hey,
you told us the shit, man.
I never said I had sex with a 12-year-old.
You told us you was in California. Something about the girl was in the bathroom with the dude.
Whatever I told you,
he came out.
Listen, whatever I told you, I never said I had sex with a 12-year-old. I had sex when I had sex with my first time when I was 18 years old. So how the fuck am I having sex with a 12-year-old at any point in time?
Keep talking to LeakYou. Keep LeakYou that question.
Right. Stop the shit that you just did and trying to.
They don't stop the shit I just did. ID.
Listen,
what purpose would it serve me to just make up a lie about you being
LeakYou.
No, I was listening. I was listening to Unseen. I had
sex with a 12-year-old. You didn't.
Why didn't you? Okay. You didn't let him finish what he was saying. I was just trying to hear, what the rest of he was saying.
Would it serve me to make up a lie on you about you being in California? How did I even know you was in California with a 12-year-old and another dude in a bathroom? And I told you the reason I brought it.
Hold up. Simple question. Did I ever tell you I had a sex with 12-year-old?
When the brother asked you,
did I ever tell you that I had sex with 12-year-old?
Yes. You said when the brother. Hold on. Let me say what was said. When the brother said when you said the dude came out and the brother said, "Did you go in and get you some?" You giggled and said, "Yeah." Now, what purpose would I lie on you for?
Look,
how did I know you was in California? How did I know anything about a bathroom, a 12-year-old, and another dude?
Listen, if you listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I believe you're talking about. Once again, it's two different situations and stuff. Because even with that situation, right? No sex with a 12-year-old. These words never came out of my mouth. Now, there was a Hispanic girl that niggas was running the train on, and I put my thing in her mouth. But hey,
what? How old was she?
You can put age on. I ain't put no age on.
How am I going to put an age on someone you had sex with?
Hey, what's the next question?
So you're refusing to answer the question now.
What's the next question?
Okay. So you're refusing to answer the question.
Yes, I'm refused. What's the next question?
Okay. So you know the allegation's going to stand, right?
Whatever. You see me sitting up here talking. Y'all can use the.
Y'all. I got to play that again. Did you all hear that? Let me make sure I'm being quiet. You all pay attention. Okay. So you're refusing.
Right. No sex with a 12-year-old. These words never came out of my mouth. Now, there was a Hispanic girl that niggas was running the train on, and I put my thing in her mouth. But hey,
how old was she?
You can put an age on. I ain't put no age on.
How am I going to put an age on someone you had sex with?
Hey, what's the next question?
So you're refusing to answer the question now.
What's the next question?
Okay. So you're refusing to answer the question.
Yes, I'm refused. What's the next question?
Okay. So you know the allegation's going to stand, right?
Whatever. You see me sitting up here talking. Y'all can use the video and everything. I don't care what y'all want to do.
All right.
Ask another question.
I do have another question, Israel Doctrine. So, you know, when you talked about the video that you watched, being blindfolded and then being violated, you said you looked up CP because of the term
No,
mouthing.
VHS. When I had VHS sex tapes when I was younger.
I'm not okay. I'm talking about what you said less than a year ago, 10 months ago, when you originally did that 3-hour live stream. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, what I was talking about is a VHS tape. What I'm talking about, no internet. The only thing you ever heard me say about internet is when I said I was looking up that mail and stuff that Khalil Money was doing on that picture. So now you're taking two conversations, which I believe that's what he was doing, taking two conversations and trying to put them together when they don't go together.
No, this is not two conversations. This was one conversation. This was what you said in one 3-hour live stream. When you came up and you wanted to talk about the whole niece and hickey thing. Towards the end of that live, you proceeded to describe a video that you watched. You said, I looked up CP the other day of children mouthing.
Okay.
So that's exactly what you said.
If you play the audio, I can speak exactly about the audio that you're talking about.
Israel, the video, I did it almost 2 weeks ago. It's been out. It's been circulating everywhere. You know the audio I'm talking about.
I don't know the audio. Listen, y'all always telling me what the fuck I watch. I'm telling y'all I don't watch y'all shit, so I don't know about y'all shit. So stop telling me I don't watch your shit that I know about the shit you talking about, because I don't watch your shit.
So you don't
I don't believe that. I know you're a liar. I know you watch all my videos, Israel Doctrine, especially lately. But listen, after this segment here, I then asked Israel Doctrine about the second incident of child pornography that I'm aware of, in which he shared a video on his community wall of an Asian girl, pleasuring herself, and she looked underage. I asked him about it, and you know what Israel Doctrine does? He proceeds to share out the video while me and Unseen Soldier are up on the platform. And we immediately jump down. And I told him, I don't want no part of this. Absolutely no part of this whatsoever. I'm jumping down, and I never jumped back up. And then he got to playing it for a few minutes and realized it, because he's going to tell me it's not pornography. I said, yes, it is, Israel. Yes, it is. You need to take this down. He realizes it, and then he pulls it down. But do you know he tried to blame me for putting that post on his wall because he's a liar? So anyway, I wanted to make sure that you all knew the lady who's sitting there next to him, talking all that shit. The first part of this video, I want you to know exactly who we're talking about here. A crack addicted, meth addicted child abuser, okay? Who abandoned her children. She has 2 children, a girl and a boy. She doesn't take care of damn one of them. Her boy's in a whole nother state, living with CPS, been there for over 10 years. Her daughter lives with her mom. And she got the fucking audacity to try to tell people she's a child advocate. What a joke. Anyway, guys, I'll be back later on tonight to do a stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. And also, before I get up out of here, I want to draw attention to this photo of this same woman who's sitting next to Israel Doctrine. Notice where her ring finger is, in the middle of his fucking Adam's apple. Because he didn't want to take the picture. This woman is a prostitute that sells her ass. She abused her son, neglected him, physically abused him, and she sold him. Her business, her whole adult life has been, prostituting herself. What other job skill does she have? She needs more money, so why not bring my son in on it? Believe me, there's a reason why Alabama never gave this child back to her. And it's literally been 10 years. She'll never get that boy back. He's already been adopted by another family. And then 6, years or so into it, she completely abandoned him in the state of Alabama and just moved to another state. She doesn't give a fuck. All this lady cares about is what she's going to get in her body, smoke-wise, how she's going to get high, and how she's going to get her money. If she really gave a fuck, she would at least be taking care of her daughter, who's not in the care of CPS. You think she does? Absolutely not. So I felt this is, this is a YouTuber, okay? And this scandal was dubbed Stranglegate. #Stranglegate. This is the bitch talking all the shit. This hoe needs to be exposed to the absolute fullest. Period. I mean, she doesn't even care how high she looks in photos that she takes. It's fucking awful. But this lady needs to be exposed. These are the type of people that need to be exposed. How are you going to beat your son in a goddamn domestic violence shelter, Gwinnetta Greer? How the fuck does that happen? How do you beat him up in a shelter that's supposed to be protecting women and children from abuse? And he was only 4 at the time when you did it. You knocked out 2 of his teeth, Gwinnetta. So anyway, I'm done talking about the bitch. But I wanted to piggyback off of what Queen did yesterday. All that fuck that little boy. You heard it. Rewind it back. Catch the replay, and you'll hear her. Fuck that little boy. I don't give a fuck about that. She's talking about her son.
Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
The same lady that said this. This is the same lady.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Basically told her on the panel, when she said you a child abuser, I said, okay, I'm a child abuser. Okay, so what? Now what you gonna do about it, bitch? It's like she stopped saying that shit. But here we go again. That's why I said what I said when she asked me about my son, R. I said, man, fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Fuck that little boy. Fuck that little boy.
Listen, it doesn't get any better than that. Be on the lookout of this woman and be very mindful when she starts dropping in your chats, trying to draw attention to herself, because she will. She is going to do it. And this is Israel Doctrine's queen. And like I said, birds of a feather, they most definitely flock together.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart. Like really, really, really smart like I am.